How crucial it is for a management student gain even a dual specialization in a single time frame.
We can't frame sentences without alphabets.
What should students prioritize?
What is it that's closest to heart for me?
Talk about the elephant in the room, that's artificial intelligence.
I do not recognize AI as the elephant in the room. It's just a rat entering the room. No, even if we talk about theories like the Maslow's hierarchy, when we talk to management students.
We are having our MBA with 𝒂𝒑 Business School, France. We are having tie-up with Queen Mary University of London. We are, having tie-ups of University of Indianapolis, Sheridan Business School.
A management jargon you use the most.
Ultimately, the main focus is leadership.
In today's fast-changing world, businesses evolve almost every day. Continuous learning is one thing that can take you ahead. And today we are going to explore the future of leadership. The skills that matters the most, the managers need to possess. Welcome you all to the Manav Rachna Podcast, where we lead you with expert POV of industry titans and leading academicians who shape the future of education and industry. Joining me today are the inspiring voices from the Manav Rachna School of Leadership and Management, Dr. Deepti Dabas Hazarika, Dean, and Dr. Arnab Chakraborty, Director, who have rich experience and grounded understanding of what modern management truly looks like. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Dr. Arnab, as we begin and try to understand in the modern management, so what are the top leadership competencies aspiring managers need to have?
As you very rightly said, that the world is rapidly changing, and change is the only constant we have right now. So as a leader, you must be agile, you must be adaptable so that you are relevant. A leader must have better emotional intelligence, because if somebody is not emotionally connected with the team, he or she will not be able to lead the team. You need to set examples, lead the team with example to the right direction towards success. So I believe these are the qualities a leader must possess.
Completely agree on that point. In such a demanding scenario, a student who has one skill cannot survive. And that brings us to a question that how crucial it is for a management student to gain multiple skills or gain even a dual specialization in a single time frame.
That's a great question. So at the School of Leadership and Management at Manav Rachna, we understand that when a student comes to us, it's more like a set of aspirations. The student is already coming with some kind of a background at the schooling level and at the graduation level. But when one comes to the post-graduation level, specifically the MBA program, where the student would typically see it as a terminal program, that I now have a 2-year time frame available, and this is what I have to utilize this opportunity as a make or break situation. So we don't really see the MBA program at SLM as an academic program only. We see it as a training program. We see it as a launch pad for leadership success for our students. We want to groom them not as managers alone, but as overall leaders who will be aspiring to do bigger things in life. So what we do in the 2-year journey with them is we hone their technical skills. Definitely, we talk to them about the fundamental subjects or nuances of management as a discipline. So, for example, to keep it really plain vanilla, we talk to them about the finance, the marketing, the operations, or the organization behavior and human resources. We talk about the newer disciplines, what we call as tech these days. So, we talk about business intelligence and analytics. We talk about digital marketing. We also talk about operations and supply chain. And the beauty of the program at SLM at the MBA level is that our students have the option of picking up any of these 2 options together. So if you feel you're a people's person and you can take up an HR or a marketing, and at the same time you want to be a techie and you're not used to do too much of talking or too much of number crunching on your own, then business intelligence and analytics is the discipline you can team that up with. So there's one way of saying that technical skills are important, but the other way to look at it is that we need to hone their life skills also. We need to prepare them to be people who are ready to face any situation, who are ready to face any other individuals, who are ready to work in a multicultural world with colleagues from different nationalities, even different places within the country, which our classroom looks like, because we have students from across the country and a few of our neighboring countries, even far and wide across the world. So that initial lesson of how to learn how to live with diversity, how to live with different kinds of unique individuals with multiple intelligences, whether you have the skill of writing well, whether you have the skill of organizing an event and working with people, you have a good skill of logistically organizing things and working together, making a list, or you are good at making social media campaigns. So these are all skills which we first work with our students to recognize what's your strong point. We work on honing that life skill wise and technical skill wise. So I would really bring this to an end saying the same thing which I started with, that the MBA at SLM is not an academic program. It's a live wire training program. Whatever you do makes you learn something for life.
Agree on that point. That's one need to SLM is giving a holistic development at MBA level. Okay. So Dr. Arnab, now when we see the workplaces, Gen Z will be the future leaders. So they are going to lead the show, we can say, in such a manner. So what should be the management approach to include them and listen to them?
Right. So you very rightly said that Gen Z are the future leaders. But at the same time, millennials are currently leading. Right. So we don't see both the groups as different groups. Because ultimately, the main focus is leadership. The style might be different, right? But the focus is on leadership. So we at School of Leadership and Management, so we personally think that Gen Zs need to be taken care properly. They need to be given the right directions so that they can pick up the baton that the millennials and the baby boomers are taking forward, right? So Gen Zs have got energy. Gen Zs have got different work theories. So the energy of Gen Z needs to be channelized, and we have to see that how they can be given the right direction. They can be shown the path of growth and development, because they are live wires. They have got so much of energy. If properly given the right direction, they are going to be wonderful leaders. Because, and I'm seeing a lot of students nowadays in our classrooms who belong to Gen Z, and they are really having wonderful ideas. So it's not like that they are only into games or social media. In fact, students of young age, Gen Zs, are actually driving a lot of nice business ideas, and they have already opened businesses. They are contributing into startups and generating opportunities for others. So we can't say that Gen Zs are in a different path. We millennials and Gen Zs are on the same path. The way of walking might be different, but the goal is same.
Yes, the goal is same. And the best part of it about the Gen Z is like they are finding the loopholes or the gaps which are in the system and trying to fix it with the tech and their intelligence and with their new approaches. So with that, we come to this and that question, where we need to, pick one, and we need to understand why are you picking it. So this is a kind of a fun where you can tell about your choices. So Dr. Arnab, to you, case studies or real world simulations, what's more impactful for management students?
Nice question. I would say both go hand in hand. You want me to pick one, but that will be not justified, I would say, because case studies build strategic thinking. Case studies help us understand and learn through the stories that has been there with others. Whereas when we talk about the real world example, they provide us experiential learning, and that is something which remains with an individual, right? So when we do and learn things, definitely that learning is going to remain with that individual for their lifetime. So that is the only difference. So both are important. We need case studies for teaching, for understanding, but at the same time, we have to send our students to real world scenarios so that they are ready for the world.
So Manav Rachna students have industry visits?
Very often, very frequently we keep on sending to various corporate houses. Our students are visiting various industries. A lot of industry people are also invited in our campus, and we personally believe that that the guest lecture methodology of teaching is the best, where a lot of in-house teachers combined with the industry experts make the entire ecosystem of the teaching more comprehensive for the students so that they learn better and they can perform better in the real world business scenario.
Yes, the bridging gap between industry and academia through School of Leadership and Management is truly path-breaking, and even students gain a lot through these experiences. So Dr. Deepti, to you, traditional leadership theories or evolving leadership trends, what holds more weight in today's world?
I think coming from me, it has to, again, going as per what he said, be a blend of both. So traditionally, what we see about leadership and what we see changing is actually the business scenario. So what I would feel is that leadership is a deep grounded trait or way of life rather, and it's like a thread which runs across managing an organization and managing people, and it's only like a river has to keep meandering and changing the course. So leadership is only something which has to keep changing its course as per the change in weather, as per the change in season. So the basics of leadership would remain the same. You've got to be agile. You've got to be with your people. You've got to be a team person, thinking of the overall growth and development of not only the organization or the institution, but also about your people. So I think those are the basics which remain as they do, as it is. So if we would call that traditional, yes, we can. But leadership is something which, with the times, like we used to talk traditional marketing, which is print and broadcast, we are talking digital and social media now. So then leadership has to pivot the ways of doing similar things in a different, more efficient way. So I think that's what the change of course of leadership is in terms of what comes in front of people as in. But the basics of leadership largely would remain the same. So traditionally grounded modern leadership is what I could put it as.
Dr. Arnab, to you. Structured classroom learning or experiential industry exposure, what shapes future leaders the best?
We can't frame sentences without alphabets. So until and unless you don't have classroom learning, you can't go and deliver, the best in the industry. So classroom learning, and that too, you said structured. That is how our curriculum is also made. So structured classroom learning makes the mindset of the student, right? Creates a student who are having a better understanding of the theory. And when they go to the market, they experience the practical. So we can't say only theory is good, or we can't say only practical is enough. So we need people to have both understanding of both the things, that is theory and practical, a combination of both. So if structured classroom learning is followed with structured practical experience, that will give the best to the students.
Okay. So when we see the students who are going in a particular niche, like if they are picking HR and digital marketing or finance and operation management or business intelligence for say, so are they restricting themselves, or they are making themselves more better in that particular, like how can they fit into a larger picture of business? How can they do that, Dr. Deepti?
So if we talk about the program as such, we always tell the student at the very beginning that you must follow your heart. So they enter the MBA program with a common platter which is there for everybody. So they have some common courses which they are all supposed to, as per the structure. Again, going back to the same thing, we follow a particular structure which is supposed to be there, although we have made our curriculum absolutely industry relevant by making modifications and by including eminent people into what the industry really requires. So it's a combination, it's a set of all the courses or all the subjects or all the areas which they would really put to use when they go into their own entrepreneurial or intrapreneurial roles. But within the first year, the student gets a good idea as to what is it that's closest to heart for me, and is that the same as what I'm academically good at? Do my marks and what I'm really good at answering in class, does it gel with the follow my heart area? So it takes 2 semesters for the student to recognize that. And post that, when we introduce to them all the specializations which are available to them, so we have approximately 8 to 10 niche areas which you rightly said, We have those available as specializations. Students need to pick up any two of those. We handhold them towards making a combination which takes them closer towards the employability goal. So ultimately, either the student comes in with, yes, I want a particular, this is my dream job, this is what I want to work as. So with open-mindedness, we tell them to approach that, and we help them making the best combination, which is typically from experience, I can say that student picks up one which, yes, I came into the program wanting to do this, I want to do HR, and the other which by guidance, by mentorship and by suggestion, so you would say that one I'm sure of, what should the second one be so that it becomes a good combination. For example, a marketing with an analytics becomes a very good combination. For that matter, analytics and business intelligence is such an enabler that you mix it with HR, you mix it with marketing, you mix it with finance, and it makes a very formidable combination for business success and decision making. That's what leaders most require.
Hi, Chris. So when we are nurturing leaders, so Dr. Arnab, global business mindset or localized market expertise, what should students prioritize?
So I would say a student must have global business mindset with a layer of local expertise, because you will not be able to connect with the local scenario, you will not be able to connect with the business markets locally unless you have got the local ideas and local knowledge. But if you want to think big, you need to have global ideas. You want to bring technologies which are available globally. We have to bring talent which is available globally. You have to bring expertise and things which are available globally. You have to bring it locally and deliver it to a large market in India, which is around 145 crore people. We are there. So a large domestic market and aggregate demand is already there. So you need to have local expertise. So we can't go to a country and we don't understand their traditions. That is not acceptable. So we need global ideas. We need global knowledge base. At the same time, we need to learn the local traits for becoming successful in that market.
Okay, that was a quick one. Now let us talk about the elephant in the room. That's artificial intelligence. It's even impacting management. So with AI and automation streamlining operational efficiency, so do you see emotional intelligence taking a backseat, or it will be a completely a new competitive edge?
Okay, so I will just take cue from two small phrases that you said as part of your question. One is we are trying to address the elephant in the room, which is AI. I would humbly say I do not recognize AI as the elephant in the room. It's just a rat entering the room. The only thing is it's making a lot more nibble noise, So we are actually trying to address the nibble noise there. And the second part which you said was about EI, emotional intelligence. So you said it for yourself, So AI is one thing and EI is the other. Now here also we see present scenario, we are speaking to each other, humans. Yes. You can have robotics and you can have tech do most of your work, but when it talks about that, even if we talk about theories like the Maslow's hierarchy, when we talk to management students, it does talk about the very basic kind of social and affinity needs which every human being taking birth even today on the face of the earth requires. So you do need people around yourself, you do need emotion around yourself, and that's how you build a personality. That's why we don't talk only about technical skills. We so openly talk about soft skills and human skills. You have to know how to deal with people. So one, two or multiple, we must continue dealing with people. So AI will come as an enabler, and it will only be something which builds efficiency, which you said so correctly in your question. But it will never be at the core basic. So what lies at the bottom of the management pyramid, I would understand, is people. And it is the way we understand people, and that will only come through people. It cannot come through technology. Yeah, so EI and people have their own place. AI can only be an enabler to enhance efficiency, just like we mark our attendance on the biometric in our organizations. So that's an enabler. But we mark our attendance. We still have to come there. Organizations cannot go faceless.
That point. Dr. Arnab, in an interconnected world where leadership is not confined to local markets, we are preparing students at global level. So how institutions like Manav Rachna are preparing students for global leadership? So how do we ensure graduates stand out on the world stage?
So it's in fact a nice question, and if you see our syllabus at Manav Rachna and School of Leadership and Management, you will come to know that we are actually involving our curriculum and our courses with a lot of universities and institutions of repute across the world. So we are having our MBA with 𝒂𝒑 Business School France. We are having tie-up with Queen Mary University of London. We are having tie-ups of University of Indianapolis, Sheridan Business School. So if you name a country, and we would be able to say that yes, we have got academic tie-ups with that country. So our academic outlook, our academic thought process here at Manav Rachna and School of Leadership and Management that bring the world here in India and give the best to our students so that they get every kind of exposure, what is going on around the world, technologically, culturally. As a human being, they must understand what is going on. So the more they interact, the more will learn through global leaders and global academicians. They are more ready. So if you see our curriculum, it is quite rich in terms of global languages, global cultures, global customs. At the same time, we are sending our students also through various student exchange programs to various countries. We are offering them short-term modules that they can do across various universities and institutions of repute in the world. And we also cater our courses to a large number of international students who are there studying in our campus. So a cultural amalgamation is also going on here in Manav Rachna, and we are able to create that kind of environment here so that the students can, as you said in your previous question, that theory and practice. So in fact, in practice, our students here are also interacting with a lot of international students and professors. So they are developing the global outlook. So in this connected world, global world, we have to give exposure to our students, and we are giving exposure to our students to make them ready to face the global competition and to stand tall in the global arena.
Yeah. So it's clear the future of leadership is defined by adaptability, emotional intelligence, and global mindset. Now it's time to shift gears and do a rapid fire questions. I need you to be a little quick and answer these. Dr. Arnab, one leadership book every student should read.
It's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey.
Agree, my favorite too. Dr. Deepti, a management jargon you use the most.
Focus on execution and implementation.
Dr. Arnab, if you had to describe leadership in one word, what would it be?
Adaptability.
Okay. Dr. Deepti, what's the most underrated quality of a great leader?
I'll have to go for 2. Either it's resilience or it's humility.
So Dr. Arnab, one management lesson you learned the hard way.
Not everything needs your immediate response.
Okay, so that's a point to be noted for me too. And with that, we wrap up this insightful conversation with Dr. Deepti Hazarika and Dr. Arnab Chakraborty, where we talked more at length about the leadership, the Gen Z leadership, the future of management, and how the global perspective a student need to have. Thank you for tuning into Manav Rachna Podcast. If you have any queries, drop a comment and we'll be happy to help you. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and keep leading life with purpose.